Hello and welcome to Expansion Revolution Podcast. This is OJ Matiba. I'm a pastor at Hillview Church, and I have the privilege of bringing the Expansion Revolution nuggets every day of the week to your home, your office, wherever you are. This is going to be an inspirational moment where we empower you through tools from God's Word that can help you to enjoy the best life that God has created for you. Thank you. Enjoy. Hello and good morning. Thank you for joining us this wonderful morning. We are continuing about our discussion on the ingredients of love. Remember, what is our argument? Our argument is that love needs certain competencies, certain personality, certain attitudes, certain behaviors that if added to the concept of the motive love, it makes it more functionable. So what we are doing in this series is to help you consider certain virtues and certain values that can make your relationship and your marriage to have a much more stronger impact. I am reading on verse number 7 today of 1 Corinthians chapter number 13. We have been tracing a lot of ingredients that we need to add, and we are going towards the end of this series. We are now left with 2 more sessions and then we would be done. Now verse 7 says, love always protects, love always trusts, it always hopes, and it always perseveres. Now I want to choose always hopes. So I want to suggest that one of the major ingredients of a successful love relationship and successful marriage is the ability to add into your love the willingness of the virtue of hope. Hope is a very important dose to every marriage. It's a very important dose to every relationship that intends to end in marriage. And it's such a powerful dose for every marriage that wants to last for eternity. So we want to look at how does this ingredient then make love better. First of all, we need to understand that hope is an optimistic state of the mind that is based on expectation of positive outcomes out of anything. So when you say you are hopeful, it means first of all you need to be optimistic, and in that optimism you are displaying a high level of expectation for something that is positive. Now, therefore, the etymology of this understanding, which comes from the understanding of the root word here used, help us to understand that he who is hopeful has 2 important characteristics that I want to talk about. Number 1, a hopeful person is optimism. Number 2, a hopeful person is expectant. In other words, they expect some good to happen. What more can we talk about when we think about optimism as a positive quality? Positivity. Who wants to have a partner who is negative, always critical, always cynical? I mean, no one would want to have such people in their lives. No, if you want to build our families and build our marriages and build our relationship that leads to marriage, I think one of the important ingredients that needs to be added into love is hope, being optimism, being positive. You know, people that are positive are easy to deal with, easy to talk to. You know, I think that's a very important quality. How frequent do you make it easier for your partner to talk to you? Because in a love relationship and in the context of marriage, no 2 spouses can be functional unless they make it easier for each other to talk to each other when they have issues and when there are no issues. But the power of expectation is that it is able to replace the wrongs of today with the expectation of the good of tomorrow. So when you are expectant, you are able to ignore the current situation and replace this current situation with the things that we are expecting in the future. In that way, you are able to sail through the turbulences of today by being hopeful of what tomorrow may bring. So hope is such an instrumental quality for a successful life in general. I mean, to be successful, you need to do that. I think a couple of things that you need to be hopeful for. The first one is you need to be hopeful for a positive change of your partner. One of the things that can happen, especially in love, is that you may find that your partner has some bad characteristics or bad habits or bad qualities that you wish they can change. You need hope to sponsor the patience that is requisite for you to see the necessary change you expect from your partner. So one of the things that you need to be hopeful of, don't give up on the one that you love because of lack or because of impatience. Be hopeful that people can change and learn to display positive attitude that you are looking for. I think the next thing to be hopeful for, which is a very key ingredient of every marriage is to be hopeful for the dream of your marriage. You know how things start. Every marriage starts with dreams, and when those dreams occurs or become a reality, that occurrence exists like nutrients to the marriage. So it is very important that in the process of driving towards the climax of who we believed we could become as a couple, we need to be able to display a hope in our dreams. One of the things that is also important is also to be hopeful for a good end. It is imperative in our modern world for us not to allow the current turbulences to stop us from being hopeful for a positive end. In case right now your marriage is going through issues and your relationship is going through issues, it's important. Can you be hopeful for a positive end, that the current battles can end in a positive good that can help you to drive to the destiny that you want to? And I think lastly is that you need to be hopeful for the prosperity of your spouse. In a good marriage, you need to wish each other well. You need to be able to wish your partner well. That's a very important quality to do. Don't compete with your partner. Don't compete with your husband or wife. Wish your husband or wife well. Support the hustle of your wife or the hustle of your husband. That makes you and helps you as a couple to complement each other. It is very important for you, irrespective of how many times your partner or your husband or your wife fails, be the first supporter of their hustle. Because in order for them to have the tenacity to keep going, they need you to be hopeful that one day you will get a kill and be able to take the relationship where it ought to be. Face today and go back home, wherever you are, hopeful that your marriage will work and it will give you the desires of your heart, and that your partner will become better, and that your partner will improve, and that your marriage will become better and yield the desires of your heart. Jesus is the greatest hope of all the times. Have hope that He would empower you to become the best that you can be. Thank you for joining us this morning. Have a hopeful day.